You know, I always have brought decongestant with me because the chances of you getting sick in China are quite high. But the last couple times I've come here, I haven't gotten sick. And so I was packing my bag, and I had it laid out, but I must have forgotten it. I have my aspirin, but I don't have the decongestant. So when I was coming down off the mountain yesterday, we were taking the taxi back. I was with the two Dutch people, and I was getting vertigo in the car. And I got back, felt a little run down, and that's why I wasn't feeling well on the mountain, I think. So I went to go to bed, and my nose was running like a faucet, and I had sore throat. It felt like a dagger in my throat, like a sword swallower. So I didn't fall asleep till about 3. So this morning I feel a little bit better. I was overdosing on the zinc and the vitamin C that I had. So I've asked 3 stores if they have the medicine, and they keep, each one has pointed me down the road this direction. So I don't know if there's a pharmacy. So that's what I'm looking for. Well, yesterday was a nice sunny warm day. Today, not so much. And today is Saturday, 12th of November. Yeah, the other thing is I get the combination of the hot and cold streaks going through your body. I've never liked that feeling. All right, well, I haven't walked down here yet, so now she didn't say across the street, but I'll check that side if I don't find it on this side. I asked the security guard back there, and he pointed. I was on the other side of the street, and he said it's across the street, down another 300 meters. So, that's the real stickler with asking directions in Chinese, or to the Chinese, is you get different answers from different people. And I'm going to ask this guy. 你好，知不知道我叫药店，药店，
他说隔壁就有，那他说这隔壁就有。
这里？啊，谢谢。Well, I see a green cross, so I'm willing to bet that's the pharmacy. Maybe. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think this is it. Small one. I've come across several of these quote-unquote military posts and bases. I remember one time I was in Dapeng and I wandered down this road. It might have been marked in Chinese, but when I come across this post where a guy with a rifle is there, and he comes out and challenges me. So I see the rifle, that's all I need to know. And usually they don't have weapons, so with the guy with a rifle, that's very unusual. Usually the guards at the gate don't have weapons. Well, let me rephrase that. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. Most of the time they don't. But, you know, I don't know how well this guy's trained. And I don't know what his orders are, so I'm not going to challenge him. But he was pointing the rifle at me almost like in a bayonet, you know, style, saying, you know, basically, get the hell out of here. So I basically told him to pound sand in different words and turn around, and well, I didn't turn around, I just backed off. Didn't want him coming up behind me. All right, so I just took a pill, and I'm hoping that within, 10 minutes this runny nose will stop. This morning it wasn't as bad as last night, but as soon as I started walking around, it started leaking like a sieve again. And I'm gonna go over and check this 7-day in because the people turned off the heat again. And I hate having to go to them and saying, hey, turn on the heat, will you? Because it's all these buildings are concrete, so they cool down very fast when it's cold weather and there's no heat running. Especially with their windows being so porous. I don't know if this is going to clear or not. The temperature is probably not that bad when you're hiking, because yesterday I got up to the top, and as soon as I started, climbing those stairs, you get up 2, 3, 4, 500 stairs, and your heart rate's going, and I was taking off the layers pretty fast. That's probably why I got sick. All right, no, that's not why. I mean, I know what happened. It was the day of the election. I stayed up because I had that darn coffee, and I only got a couple hours of sleep that night. Okay, I went in and asked her. She pointed to the board. A lot of times the boards are not accurate. The boards, they set the prices and then you get a discount off of it. I'll look online how much the 7-day in is on booking.com. I don't remember it being 177 yuan. I thought it was less. Ni hao. 我的酒店，谢谢。你好。你好。不需要，酒店，谢谢。Yep. Yep. You'll have 2, 3, 4 people here coming up to you asking, you need this, do you need that, do you want this, do you want that? Big giant dollar sign. So I'm paying 120. They wanted 150 and I said no. So they said okay, 120. And sometimes I don't beat people up. Like I was up in that Meow village outside of Phoenix Town. And I bought some knickknacks to give as gifts. And I bought 2 of these stitched paintings. And they were 30 each, so I said, I'll give you 50 for 2. And the older woman said, okay. And then I went to the next stall, and I should have said the same thing, but I said, hey, I'll give you 3 for, I think 75, I said. And they wanted 90. And I said, all right, I'll give you 80. And I probably could have stuck to my guns, but this old woman was like, she's like, you're so rich, and you're asking me for, and I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, everything's relative. I mean, she has a point, but still, I mean, this thing probably cost her 5 yuan. So I just gave her the 90. But if I had wanted to be a hard apple about it, I know she would have bent. Chinese are very practical people. They're not going to let a sale walk out the door if they're making money. Hello. It is Saturday evening, and when I came back from the pharmacy, I took one of those pills, and the weather was this ice gray sky, and I just knew it wasn't going to clear up like yesterday. So I decided to basically take a nap. So I slept for about 3 to 4 hours, and I'm glad I did. I feel a little bit better. But I look out and I go out. I'm going out to get some nuts or something to eat, and it's raining. So I made a good decision because this is my least favorite weather to hike in. Cold and rain. Yuck. Well, I'm getting a late start today. I feel a little bit better as far as, well, actually I don't feel a little bit better. But at least my nose isn't running like a sieve. That Chinese medicine, I have to take 2 instead of 1, probably because I'm twice as big as what they're normally used to. I went to the bank on my side of town and they said they don't take foreign cards. So they said there's a China construction bank up here. The food here, I read online that the food is supposed to be excellent, and I'm finding the exact opposite. I'm finding that the food here is expensive and not very tasty. Now that hotel I went to, that was an adequate meal, so but it cost me 118 RMB. So I think, but in general, the typical food that the people eat in this part of China, I just tried one of their baozi and I couldn't even finish it. It was horrible, horrible. And it's obviously I've only been here a couple days, so, and my Chinese is extremely bad. So I'm not sure if I'm getting the full understanding. And yesterday it was raining. Now, I went up to Tianmen and it was like that. And when you're up top, you see nothing. You just see white clouds. And it was interesting for about 5 minutes. And then it was just about the hiking. So the weather was wrong. See, that's the thing in China. And I asked Nicole this time to give me the Chinese report. And she said clearing up starting Friday, and Saturday and Sunday were supposed to be 70 degrees basically, and partly cloudy. And yesterday was like this. And today so far it was like this, but it's a little warmer this morning. So I'm thinking maybe, sometimes you go up to the White Mountains in New Hampshire, and the mornings are like this, and by noontime it's blue sky. So that's what I'm hoping for. My ticket is good for 3 days. Today's the last day. I bought it on Friday.